This is Lackland Air Force Base, Texas, gateway to the Air Force. And this is Air Force basic training in sound. These are the sounds of America's most powerful jets. To the world, they symbolize the United States Air Force. But our Air Force has its human sounds, too. Here in sound is perhaps the most memorable period in the lives of hundreds of thousands of young American men, the basic training that made them airmen. Our story has many beginnings, as numerous as the towns of America, a talk with a recruiter in Memphis, Tennessee, a farm boy's decision in a Kansas wheat field, or perhaps a raised right hand in your hometown.
Gentlemen, come to attention. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the United States of America.
To the United States of America.
That I will
This
serve
was
them
the official
honestly
beginning.
and faithfully.
But it wasn't until the escort bus carried you into Lackland Air Force Base that you knew you were in.
Good morning, gentlemen. This is Lackland Air Force Base, and this is base reception. I welcome you here on behalf of the wing commander. You're going in door 20, and in this room we will process you into a flight and squadron in which you will live and take your training.
Man, you guys will be sorry.
Yeah, you guys sure are gonna wish you back where you came from.
An unofficial welcome, too, as you walk past a group of 7-day veterans of basic training.
You're all stuck, son. Where did your TI get you, boy?
Boy, you gonna tear you guys up. Following named people enlisting in St. Louis, line up in front of me in the order I call your name. Roundtree.
Highlight of your arrival processing, you meet the man who'll own you for at least 4 weeks, your TI.
Gentlemen, I'm your tactical instructor, Team Captain Sergeant Knudsen. You'll be with me for the next 4 weeks. We will take you out of here over to Mess Hall 22 where you'll get your first meal on this base. From there we'll go to the barracks, wait for the rest of the flight.
No, but you know what you're gonna do. You're gonna walk.
What are the
down
first
between
days of Air Force processing like?
You're gonna get 2 needles at the same time in each arm as you walk down through there.
Some rainbows exchange rumors beforehand.
You know how long they take? They take about 15 seconds to cut your hair.
They count 27 seconds on a guy who's got a real lot of hair, you know, California style hair.
They just go right over.
Give me attention, men.
Processing begins. The Green Monster, Lackland's big green personnel processing center, devours the new recruit, digests him, and after many changes issues forth what looks like an airman. Time required, 1 week, the most confused week of your life.
When you pick up this money, you will go to the barber shop. It is located down the hallway to your rear.
You ever had a short haircut like this before?
No, sir.
Well, then you've got a real experience in front of you. Something you're going to enjoy.
Total time for an Air Force haircut, 29 seconds.
Next man.
My name is Chaplain Weatherford. I'd like to welcome you to Lackland in behalf
A chaplain welcomes you with a few words of advice.
I guess about this time you're asking yourself what you got yourself into. Basic training will be one of the most enjoyable times in your life when you're through with it, when you look back on it. But while you're here, it's not intended that you should like it as such. It is here to get a job done, to train you to be airmen.
Gentlemen, you're here today to get your initial issue of Air Force clothing. When I tell you men to get undressed, I want you to get every bit of clothing that you have on off and put it in this bag. Okay, gentlemen, get undressed.
You're going in this shower room for a fast shower. While in there, you will keep it at ease. By now, at ease means keep your mouth shut. Okay, let's all get in there at one time. Let's go.
You men in the back there had better knock that talking off. All right, shut those showers off.
11, 29, 34, arms down your side. 15, 30, and a 4. Next.
Put the bag down and stand on the scale.
136. Okay.
Put your feet in there. Back them up, good and tight. 13.
You people try these shoes on. If they fit, put them in your duffel bag. If they do not, bring them back and exchange them. And go get your low quarter shoes.
People, get your bags with your right hand. Face the double doors. And close the line. Get your chest against the man's back in front of you.
When I ask you gentlemen to do something, I want you to do it as fast as you can. When you put these clothes in your bag, there'll be no rolling, no folding, just shove them in that bag as fast as you can. All right, you have 1 minute now. Hurry up.
Processing is a standing in line kind of world. Lines and more lines. And the new recruit seldom knows where the line leads. It might take you to a vision test, a form to be signed, or shots.
Relax. 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 Relax, Airman.
Loosen up there, Airman.
Relax. Stand at ease.
That's a boy.
There you go. That hurt you?
No, sir.
You men listen up. You come up to this counter, lay your pink slips on the counter in front of me, and put out your finger. If you know your blood type, tell me before I stick you.
After you have laid your record down, have a seat in the dental chair. Fold your arms across your chest, your head against the headrest, and move until the light strikes you right in the mouth.
Slide down a little bit. 17, 18, 19, X, 20, MOD, 21 carries DO, 22 carries L, calculus, and gingivitis.
Step forward, lower your chin just a little, raise it just a little bit now. Close your lips.
Okay. All right, let me have your attention up here. I'll tell you why you're in here today. The day you enlisted in the Air Force was an important
You take the
day
Airman
because
classification
you were taking the first
battery of
step toward
tests.
doing your part in strengthening your country's defense. Today is equally important for you to take a group of tests which will help both you and the Air Force decide what kind of work you can learn best and what kind of work you're most interested in. Before you have finished basic training, you will see your scores and have them explained to you. I think I can get you to realize the importance of these tests simply by saying this. More than anything else, these tests are going to decide what you'll be doing as long as you're in the Air Force. And the greatest part of the responsibility for getting you into the right job rests squarely upon your shoulders and here today.
What we do here today is complete these forms you have here and make some recommendations of assignment to you.
And you follow your test scores to your classification interview. Your last processing station gives you a glimpse of your future.
Sometime enter into the picture.
You know what you have been recommended for?
Yes, sir.
Aircraft engine mechanic, aircraft accessories, and automotive maintenance. Those are your schools.
Is there a pretty good chance of getting in the schools, or are they?
With the score that you have, you should be going to tech school at the end of 4 weeks of training.
Lackland's 7:30 work siren begins the duty day for the base personnel. But for the recruit, the day began much earlier, at 5 a.m. or before. An average day of basic training started like this. These are the sounds of a barracks asleep in the pre-reveille darkness of early morning. The snore, the muffled cough, and the squeak of an Air Force bunk spring. Listen carefully now for the first sounds in the recruit's day. The reveille runner's whistle and the sergeant's gentle waking voice.
All right, let's get up. Hurry up, boy, you're too slow. Get to work on that bed. Get it, man. Hurry up. Hurry up now. You got about 1 minute before we get out there for reveille. Let's move. Move. All right, pull out. Get out of here. Get out now, road. Move. Get out. Let's go. Move. All right, up there. Get out of here.
Back in element.
First armor, out front.
And so you fall out into the dark Texas morning to stand reveille, again with help from Sarge.
All right, get in there and get in formation and get in there fast. Fall in, you fall in at the position of attention. You don't move around. We're going to have about 15 drills this afternoon on how to get out of that barracks.
Element leaders, report!
Sir, first element, all present counted for, all safety equipment in use.
Sir, second element, all present.
And so the day begins.
Extend left and right of the base file on the double with a lot of noise. Move, get about there!
High in the day's training priority, PT, physical training.
Up, 2, 3, up,
It doesn't take the recruit long to learn that there's no room for the 97-pound weakling in this man's Air Force. Your muscles memorize the Air Force favorites, the bend and reach, the trunk twister, the arm rotation, the wood chopper, and the most hated of all, the Air Force 4-count push-up.
Hot, up, 2, 3, up, 2, and boom.
Remember how hard it was to keep smiling, holding that push-up position after 40 push-ups? And that PT instructor wasn't any help either.
Get your knee off the ground. Get your knee off the ground, man. You two down there. Now, without any, really mean it. Do you really want to get up? Yes, are you sure? Yes, well, get your body straight. Do you really want to recover? Yes, get your knee off the ground and we will recover. Come on. Get those knees off the ground. I don't know if I should let you recover. Recover. 1, 2.
An average day at basic training.
A recruit describes an average day.
Chow and fell out about 7:30. We went to classes. We had marching drill, exercises, and lots of chewing out.
The chew, Air Force jargon for discipline in its most personal form. The recruit isn't long in learning that discipline is 9/10 of basic training. Some examples? Listen.
All you have to do is move your eye, and that's it. I was standing at parade rest one day, and I was looking to the side, and you're not supposed to move at all. It's just like attention when you got your hands behind you and your feet spread. And I was looking to the side, and I happened to glance back over, and here he comes looking at me, glaring real mad. So he walks up to me, and he says, "What are you, a natural-born goofball?" And I says, "No, sir," and I wasn't at attention. And then it started, boy. He started chewing, and man, oh man, did he chew. He started chewing, and I just, "Yes, sir, no, sir, no, sir, yes, sir, no, sir." That's all you can say, boy. You don't say anything else.
Well, I had one chow line about the second week. I came through there, and you have to do a left face in the one chow hall in order to pick your tray out. And Sergeant was standing there, and he says, "Do a left face." Well, I was all shook up because, it was the first time I had him up beside me, and I just couldn't do it. He said, "Boy, I'm going to get on you later on." So right away I figured from now on, it was going to be kind of rough. But, we had a little talk about it, and finally I got straightened out on it. I can do a left face now.
Well, I got one this afternoon from him. I walked out the door, and I started up the right side of the road. I took one step and then did a left face to go across the road. I didn't see him coming down the road. He chewed me out for going up to the wrong side of the road, and I took one step. I was in my third week out in reveille. I was standing out there, and they yelled out parade dress, and I just stood there like an idiot at attention. So Sergeant, my TI came over, and he said, he started chewing me out, about all the things I've been doing wrong lately. And then he said, "Well, you think you're pretty sharp?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "Well, just find out how sharp you are." He said, "Jump up in the air." And I jumped in the air, and I came down. He started chewing me out, and I would not come. He said, "You know how I'm chewing you out?" I said, "No, sir." He says, "Who told you to come down?"
Here is the chew in its most common form, as a TI finds fault during a drill field quiz of his flight.
No. Why don't you know?
I forgot, sir.
You forgot?
Yes, sir.
You forget your head if it wasn't on your shoulders, wouldn't you?
No, sir.
You wouldn't?
No, sir.
Well, you forgot except a little answer like who your squadron adjutant is.
Yes, sir.
Well, who is it? You know?
No, sir.
Is it First Lieutenant Mears?
Yes, sir.
Well, why don't you tell me that?
I forgot, sir.
You forgot?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna forget you here, boy, sometime. Set you back.
Yes, sir.
Who's your team member?
Sir, team member is Tech Sergeant McGowan.
Who's your team leader?
Sir, team leader is Master Sergeant. Sir, team leader is Tech Sergeant McGowan.
Well, you just told a while ago is your team member.
No, sir.
What, are you mixed up?
No, sir.
Well, you must be. You got him a team member and a team leader. Now, what is he?
Sir, team member is Staff Sergeant Rowe and Staff Sergeant Foster.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Who's your area NCO?
Sir, the area NCO is Master Sergeant Lyons.
Who's your senior training officer?
Sir, senior training officer is Second Lieutenant.
Don't you know?
Yes, sir.
Who is it, boy?
Sir, senior training officer is Second Lieutenant Girton.
Well, why'd you say that the first time, boy?
I just couldn't think, sir.
Security orders, chain of command, insignia of rank. And if you didn't have the answer, there was very little you could say.
No, sir.
Very little indeed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Does this happen every day?
No, sir.
It doesn't.
Another kind
Just
of
this
chew.
morning.
The quiet type. Slow, seemingly endless reprimand by a flight sergeant. This one is now 3.5 minutes old.
How long you expect to stay here?
11 weeks, sir.
11 weeks. You going to take all 11 weeks to correct all these demerits that you received?
No, sir.
How long do you think it'll take you to correct these items?
I can correct them right away, sir.
You can correct them right away. I'm not interested in what you can do. I'm interested in what you will do.
I will correct them right
You
away.
will.
And this kind just goes on and on
Make sure that you do that.
and on.
All right, you men, keep it at ease in here. This afternoon, we're here for your first class in Customs and Traditions. That's Customs and Traditions 1.
Your class this afternoon
Lectures
is
and classes.
Customs 2.
The academics of basic training. You learn about military law, CBR warfare, career opportunities. 1,001 things the Air Force wants you to know.
The machinery and equipment are exact miniature models built to scale. The purpose of your visit here is to give you a visual aid to these career fields.
The term contagious refers to diseases which are spread by direct contact or close association.
Now, whom to salute? All enlisted men salute all officers.
Men sitting against the windows, line the chairs up as you come out. Flight 899, sit still, fall out first. Chow runners of both flights go to the mess hall.
Chow call. For every chow hound, the happiest sound in basic training.
Sir, chow runner for Flight 29, reporting for chow.
But before you can eat, dismounted drill in the chow line.
Parade, first! First man of chow 19, hut! First man of chow 9 for parade, first! Chow 19, hut! Cut off loud and clear, 1, 2, 10. 1, sir. 2, sir. 3, sir. 4,
Sound
sir.
often
1,
moves
sir.
safely inside. That is, unless you happen to hold your tray wrong, in which case, more Air Force discipline.
Were you taught how to hold that tray up there, boy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think you better start doing it. Sidestep to that line the way you're supposed to.
Yes, sir.
If you don't, I'm going to get a hold of you, boy. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Get on through the line.
Tighten it up, people. Let's go. Tighten it up.
Basic training chow. Healthful, tasty, all you need.
1 or 2. 2, please.
And the real heroes behind it, the student supporters, KPs, inspired by tradition, devotion to duty, and the mess sergeant.
Hurry up and cut the bows, Airman. Get this stuff out through the clippers. Speed it up, Airman.
You've forgotten what KP was like?
Hey,
Listen.
Brady, how come we always get the hardest job on this dadgum KP?
Always on you.
There's just one thing bad about this KP. You have to get up about 2 o'clock in the morning and you don't get to bed about 9. You don't get about 3 hours sleep.
Well, the hardest pots to do are the potato pots, naturally. Very hard.
And the lament of the man on pots and
Real
pans.
messy, you know. It's really terrible. You gotta get down in there with your fingernails to get them clean, you know. It's terrible. Terrible.
Remember our motto, men. We don't have to go home tomorrow.
Well, I would say the best way to make GI soap would be wet. First,
GI soap, the KP's friend. And here he struggles with the oldest recipe in military history, making GI suds.
bring it back down and you throw it all over everything. First of all, you throw a little in the sink there. So to keep from making such a big mess. Then you run some real hot water, and that really makes the suds. They just come out all over the place. Then you add a little cold water to kind of get the suds back down to normal, and then you can really start in on them. You see how they are here now? We've already thrown away about half of them, used them, and they're still coming up. That's wonderful soap, I guess.
Turn the bullseyes up, straddle the target, sit down on them. Now take off your equipment, roll it up neatly, place it to the right.
Ours may be an air force of supersonic jets, ballistic missiles, and nuclear arms, but it still has room for foot soldier tactics. You fire for record with the Air Force carbine. Marksmanship, sight picture, breath control, and trigger squeeze.
Come on, it don't take all day to make a simple sight correction. Now, you've had it in the classroom, you've had it on dry fire. You should know what to do to that weapon, but now, your first 8 rounds will be fired at the center left, bullseye, prone position, 48-second time limit. Firing position, move, lay down. With ball ammunition, lock and load. Now keep the weapon down range while you insert the magazine. Don't point him up in the air.
Now put that magazine in there and hit it. Knock it up there. Let that operating slide go back under its own power and then hit it. Now get in a good prone position. This is what you should make your best score at. So make sure it's a comfortable position. Airman, keep that weapon pointed down range.
Are you ready on the right? Ready on the right. Ready on the left. Ready on the firing line. Safety's off. Fire.
What is the first thing you're supposed to do when you have a malfunction? What? Did you put that safety on? That's the first thing you do when you have a malfunction. Put that safety on. Is that clear?
Cease fire. That's the completion of your 48-second time limit. Let's clear the line.